Good morning. How's that song go? Good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you and you. Good morning. This is Knitting Ever After. And this is episode number 3. The one with all the whips and a couple of socks. And the one where I sing. How many people have already stopped watching? Let's see. Anyhoodle, my name's Michelle, and this is Knitting Ever After, episode 3. I think it's 3? Or is it 4? I think it's 3. Anywho, I'm in a different filming area. Please excuse this. This is some of the sock stash here in the guest room. I'm filming in the guest room, and I'm losing my voice. Why does that always happen? Excuse me. Anyway, I'm filming in here because my father-in-law's TV in his bedroom is so loud that I can't film in the usual kitchen open area of the house. So, that being said, I had to retreat in here, and I wanted to get it done today, or I would have maybe straightened up some. There's some sweaters I've made that need to get put up in a bin. That's a bin full of yarn and projects. That's a bin full of yarn and this is full of yarn under the bed. Oh, please. I have an addiction, I admit it, and I just came back from a vacation where I bought more yarn. I was on a moratorium, though, from January, where I spent very little. My monthly Yarnable, my Laura Nelkin Lola's Choice that came every quarter, and one order that I ordered from Expression Fiber Arts because I had to have it. But other than that, since January 1st, that was all I had purchased. So anyway, I went kind of hog wild on this vacation. Will be for another video because I wasn't prepared to show all that today. But I do have a couple little yarn acquisitions I will show you. Maybe we'll start with that. How about we start with that? I have them right here. Okay, April Yarnable, and I know I'm positive all of you who have Yarnable, this will not be a spoiler. I have the extras that came with it. I don't know where I put those, but they are somewhere. Is this all crazy? Is it? I hope not. Santa's back there. We have a foot Santa that Scott put him away this past Christmas. He faced him towards the wall like he's in timeout, but you can't really see him, but he's back there. Okay, this is my April Yarnable. Look at this color. Is it not gorgeous? And this is in the natural light, so I think it's really, really pretty. And it is called Puddle Stomping, which has a very special place in my heart. You all know, if you've been watching from the beginning, that I lost my beautiful daughter. We lost, my husband and I, our beautiful daughter when she was 18, almost 21 years ago now. And been 39, wow. Anyway, she used to love to stomp in puddles. I thought it was only little boys that liked to do that. Now, of course, I had no frame of reference because I was a girl and I had a girl. So, I don't know. By the way, I don't have my glasses on because this window was showing such a reflection in my glasses that I thought I better not. Anyway, this is their plush sock. Oh my gosh. Plush sock base 85-15. 85 superwash merino, 15 nylon, puddle stomping, and is it not gorgeous? So, I got fuzz or something on it. Isn't that beautiful? It's beautiful. Prettier than seeing all this stuff over here. Maybe if I could just hold it up. Anyway. Okay, that was one. Now, this next was technically bought on my trip. First day, maybe? Second day. It's having a sale. And anybody who likes knit picks, yay, knit picks. They had a great sale. $10 skein. And I've wanted to make beautiful sweater. I know this is going to be I'm sorry, but I'll try to figure that out going forward. All of the Lights by Miss Hohi Locatelli. Look at all this cabling. Can you see it? Looks like quite the endeavor, right? You can't see the color picture. I'll link all this below so you can see. But it called for DK weight, and I wanted a speckle like she used in the sweater that's on that page. So I got Knit Picks Hawthorne DK weight in Cosmic Speckle. Look at this. Is this not gorgeous? I think this is going to make a gorgeous sweater. It'll be a little neutral, but with these gorgeous pops of bright fuchsias and purples and raspberries and aquas and teals and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Okay, those are the two acquisitions I'm going to show you. I bought enough, a sweater quantity's worth. It's, as you could tell in the picture, and like I said, everything I show you will be linked below, but longer, which I like. I can wear my leggings with it. It'll cover up my big old butt. And I got enough to make it the length I want. And I'm really excited. I bought 10, I think, 10 skeins. It comes, their Hawthorne DK is 225 yards per 100 grams. And like I said, this is the Cosmic Speckle. I think you can tell, but it's really a light silvery gray, then with all those pops of color. I'm very excited. I think that's going to be beautiful. Okay, moving on now. First I need a sip of coffee. Protein coffee. 2 shots of espresso from my Nespresso machine. A Nuri chocolate protein shake. A little splash of half and half. Perfection. Okay, finished objects. Let's move on to those next. While I was on vacation, I'd started them like the day or two before we left. And I finished them, got back on Saturday, finished them on Sunday. And these are DK weight socks. Aren't they a pretty colorway? It's a sock set from Woolens and Nosh. And I will link that below. And somebody's going to ask me the colorway. I'm the ever popular, I will look it up. I will link it, okay? If you're interested, I will link it because it's quarterly K weight. They're quarterly club. Now, on this particular, I have both of them. Oh, I could do this and hide all that. Yeah. It is DK weight. It came with this beautiful self-striping. They do self-striping. Lovely. And a corresponding chain. I really wanted to do the heels out of it too, and I forgot. So, they're for me. So I could have like it or whatever. But I just went ahead and continued on, and because I just forgot. I get knitting sometimes. Is anybody else like that? I get knitting or even crocheting, and I just like, excuse me, I went through something that I shouldn't have done. Many times it requires me to rip it out because I made a mistake. In this case, it wasn't a mistake. I just forgot to add in the pretty denim-y blue. Now let me show you stitch pattern because it's kind of one I like to play with texture, and I'm a pattern person. Okay, I'm a pattern writer, but I like to play with texture, and I'm hoping you can see the texture on these socks. What I did was 3 rows knit all the way around, and then the 4th row is slip 1 purlwise with yarn in front, knit 1 purlwise with yarn in front, all the way around. So 3 rows plain knit, and then the 1 row of the slipped 1 purl 1 with the yarn in front, all the way around. And it just makes this cute little texture. I'm sure there's somebody made this pattern somewhere, I'm sure, but I like to mess around with texture, and that's what I figured out for this one. Anyway, that's my DK weight, which I love to have for house socks. Wear my Crocs all the time, but sometimes in the winter especially, I like to wear socks inside them. And so, hence, these pretty DK weight socks. I have a couple other pair that I've made in the past, but okay, finished object number 1. Now let me put finished object number 2 on the sock blockers because I only have one set with me right now. The others are one of these many atrocious bins. I shouldn't say atrocious, they're full of yarn. That makes them perfect. These perfect bins. That one has fabric in it actually though, but I digress. Okay, so I've got one of them on the sock blocker. Let me put the other one on. These I just finished also. And these are in the gift bin. I like to make socks, and I make a crap ton of them. You'll learn that watching going forward. I always have 3-5 pairs of socks on the needles at all times. And these were just a pair of shorties that are going to go in the gift bin. They was made from a leftover sock set that I used for another pair of shorties for myself a while back. So I had enough yarn to make another pair of shorties with the leftover main and the leftover coordinating. So these are just stockinette vanilla socks, a pretty colorway. These have a heel flatten gusset, which I'd already started these socks. They had been in the works for a while, and it has a regular, Purl 2 ribbing, all stockinette. Color at the top to match the heels and the toes, and here they are together, all done. And like I said, it's just a plain vanilla pattern. It was probably, if I'm venturing a guess, the vanilla socks on Magic Loop pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. I'll link that below too. Where I get the little pop of color from too. That's one of her design elements. She has tutorials on everything. She's like phenomenal, okay? Okay, the 2 finished objects. Let me check my notes. Shall we check my notes? 2 finished objects, blah, blah. Yeah. Socks were knit on millimeter US size 3 Chalgu red lace 32-inch, so I do magic loop. And I work all my socks at the same time, you know, same needle, but I'll knit like the bibbing and a few rows on the one sock, cast on the other sock, and do the same thing. Go back to the first sock, go back. Concurrently, I think that's called. Not consecutively. Concurrently. And it's hard for this old 64-year-old brain. Anyway. Okay, moving right along. Now we have some whips. I showed you the 2 yarns I wanted to show you. I brought in to show you. We're going to go on to some whips I have. And there are quite a few, so bear with me. And if you hear crinkling, I'm sorry. Is called the Pennsylvania Road Trip Shawl. It's one of my 12 cast-ons that I started the end of December to kind of amp with projects to work on that I wanted to work on, right, all year long. And I have got some progress on this. It is by Cynthia Spencer and Valerie Reed of Really Clear Designs. And they each created a section, and you could pick either Cynthia's or Valerie's section on how you wanted to work it. You can do all Valerie, all Cynthia, one Valerie, one Cynthia, moving along. This is what I have so far. Knit up on it. I'm getting ready, I think, to start some beading, but I thought it was just a shawl pattern. And as I was reading it and picking out what parts I wanted to do, and link it in the pattern in the show notes below, but I don't know if this is Cynthia and this is Valerie, or this is, but one was one of each, I think. Anyway, I'm so prepared. I got my stitch markers in. This is the front, kind of hard to see, but when I was reading the pattern, so I'm on section 2, while I was reading the pattern, looking at the pictures, I realized I can make a poncho out of it, and that is way more useful for me than a shawl that I got to wrap around. And I don't wear shawls. I sort of like to knit them. I used to like to knit them. I don't really like to knit them anymore. Just not all the time, okay? It's my cup of tea. But I bought this yarn with my friend Sherry when we went on our April vacation last year. She's also who went with my husband and I on this past one last week. We bought it, and we were going to call it our Texas yarn crawl shawl, which is great, but I'm making it as a poncho. It's part of the pattern. You can make it as a poncho. So anyway, let me show you what yarn I have. And I'm pretty sure your girl left the ball bands inside. So this beautiful colorway right here. You needed a light, a dark, a medium, I think, and a variegated, maybe. It's in the pattern. But this one, is that not gorgeous with all the, kind of like what I have for the lights by Hohi. Well, anyway, this is Fibers Twist Sock in Shiver. The colorway is Shiver. So there's that color. Let me put that back in there. And then for the medium, I have, and these were all purchased at different yarn stores on our Texas crawl last year. This is Sweet Georgia Love Sock in the colorway Black Raspberry. And there she is. Pretty, right? And she looks very pretty with the hedgehog fiber. Let me take them all out so you can see them all together. Then my light is, I know, is Malabrigo. And Malabrigo sock. Isn't that pretty? Color. And that is Polar Morn. And then dark is, I thought I didn't have it, but it's tucked it in there so I would have it. It is like this. And it is Petal Dye Sock Araucania Sock in Midnight, number 10. So these are all of them together. Let's see. These two, and they are for my version of the Pennsylvania Road Trip Shawl. Okay, that is work in progress number 1. And I just picked randomly because if you know me, and if you know, I have at least 12. Oops, somebody's calling me. Hold on. Sorry, guys, about that. That was my husband. Anyhoodle, that was the Pennsylvania Road Trip Shawl, my version, with some of the yarns I bought for, in particular, using yarns I bought in Texas. Okay, the next project is my stained glass Advent wrap, which is right here in this bag. By the way, I have bags I'm going to open an Etsy shop. Etsy. Didn't I say that last time? Etsy shop. I said that last time too, I believe. And I'll have my own project bags. I've also found a great pattern to make interchangeable circular knitting needle cases or crochet cases, DPN cases, little notion cases that I'm really excited about. I found a pretty cool design for one of those. So that's coming. But anyway, so this is the stained glass Advent shawl wrap blanket. You can make it a blanket or a wrap. As you can see, I am making it a wrap, but not very wide. It's made with a 2025 Advent from one of my favorite yarn places, Chick That Knits. And it's on their sparkle base. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe up close you can. And I wound all 24 colors. The mallard color is the main. You got a full skein of that and then 24 minis. I wound up all of the minis and I'm just picking them out of a bag randomly to add to the wrap. Now, I'm not that far along. I'm on color what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But at the same time, oh, here's the pretty mallard. Oh, by the way, this is a yarn cozy. It's a pattern by Nitty Natty of Love and Stitches. I love it. It keeps everything from getting all tangled up and stuff in the bag. They are so much fun to make. They are so easy. She has a knit pattern, a crochet pattern. I will link them. She has a 100 gram, 50 gram, 20 gram size. She's got you covered. So anyway, that's the Stained Glass Advent Wrap by Crystal T Knit Designs. I should have said that first. But at the same time, because each section uses only 10 grams of the mini. So at the same time, and that's in this bag, which I did not make, but very pretty, am adding in the leftovers to a button box throw by Helen Stewart. Just as I go along, we were interrupted again. I had a little Walmart grocery delivery. I think I was showing you how I'm adding the remainder of the minis from the stained glass vent into my button box throw by Stewart. Yeah, 2 projects out of 1 Advent. I think that's pretty good, right? Again, all these projects will be linked. Let me close up my bag with the stained glass wrap in it. Okay, what's next? Oh, my big project. I was one of the 12 cast-ons. It's the Aroc pattern. It's the patterns on Expression Fiber Arts, and I got the yarn pattern called for, also from Expression Fiber Arts. I said it before, I'll say it a million times. Some of the most beautiful, dyed, soft, beautiful, unique colorways, bases, hold a special place in my heart. Anyway, this is the pattern. It's a colorwork pattern, and it's for a sweater called Aroc. And let me show you. The back. It's been wadded up in my bag, but this is the back. Ribbing on the bottom. Then the colorwork starts, and now the stripes. And I just now separated to do the shoulders on the back. So that I just started. Now, that I think I started, I bound off and started last night. The trip started, I had this much done. The ribbing and about 1.5 inches. And then the color work started. Now, it is gorgeous, right? It is beautiful. And it's made out of this amazing soft drapey cotton mulberry silk. It's their base called Moon Gleam Fingering. And the colors that I'm using, and I can show you, Fool's Gold, Red Velvet Rose. The brown is kind of like a very variegated slightly, and that one is called Mystique. And then the pink, which you see here, and in some of the stripes, is called Rose Gold. I accomplished a lot. I did on this vacation. I did up here to the front, as you can see. And then all this for the back. And of course now I'm starting separating for the shoulders. So that's the big project. Now, let me see. That pattern, Aroc, it's E-A-R-R-A-C-H, and I believe I'm pronouncing it right. Again, you get the pattern and the yarn from Expression Fiber Arts. I will link all that. I told you it's Moongleam fingering, 50% cotton, 50% mulberry silk, and it's gorgeous. Okay, now, bear with me, 2 more. You've seen this before, but I'm farther along on them. And these are my Cider House socks by Summer Lee. And I'm them opposites. So let me show you what I mean. This is the blue with the pink. And it's a lovely, lovely cabled pattern. And I'm enjoying them immensely. I had put them down to start another pair of socks that I was working on vacation also. From Fiber Arts, also the pattern. That I'm using for that though was not. I'm trying to think where I bought that. But that'll be in the next video. Because I put those down for a little while and I wanted to continue working on these. I just have to finish the foot and add the toe, because I've done the heel. I just have to finish the toe on both of them. And so now it's a little bit quicker knit because you only have to do the cabling pattern on the top. So I'll stockinette on the back. And this is yarn, believe I told you last time, I dyed myself. The pink on a stellina base, a silver stellina base, and the blue on silver stellina base. And they are Karina, my beautiful daughter Karina. And I just dropped something on the floor. But I'm sure I will find out what it is later. So let's continue on because we're almost done. And I don't want to keep you all waiting. Oh, it's a kind of cable needle. I don't know if you've ever seen this kind, but it's kind of fun to work with and it's pretty. Yeah, okay. Let me stick my cable needle back in that bag. That is also a bag that I created in a pretty, if you love tea, a tea time fabric, which I can always get. And if you'd like a tea time bag. And this bag also I created. It's a smaller version of one I think you've already seen. But this is another pair of socks that I am working on concurrently. This is the first one. I've already done the heel. Been done. That's the butterfly heel by K.F. Jones of the Bakery Bears. And this is on opal sock yarn. I used to use opal all the time. Before I started like learning patterns and patterning and texturing, because it made its own pattern. This is like one of the kind of like just knit. I love it. It's I don't know how much I loved it. So I bought a couple hanks of it, couple balls of it to make socks, and then I had some, my cuffs and heels and probably toes that I mean, perfect, but it's pretty, I think. And yeah, I did knit 2 purl 2 ribbing for like an inch and a half maybe. And then I believe before I started the heel, I did maybe 30 rows, which is about right. Sometimes I like them shorter, a real shorty, but most of the time this is about right. Goes up over the ankle bone, nice, comfort spot for me anyway. So the cut of this, kind of hard to understand or pronounce. Not understand, it's yarn. That's pretty easy. But the names, and thankfully they have numbers. So this is 808B in their 4-ply sock yarn. And that's the one. And then I'm this far on the next one. And again, the yarn is kept. I wound the 100-gram skein into 2, so I can work each sock separately. And also in Yarn Cozies made from the Knitting Natty pattern. This is in the medium size, the 50-gram. And this is what the opal looks like. Kind of, I haven't done any of that pretty pink yet. But I'll be starting the foot soon, and I'll be going right along with that. And on those, I'm working them on 2.5 millimeter US 1.5, which is kind of my favorite now for regular sock yarn, fingering weight, regular. Whereas the US 3.25 millimeter for my DK weight sock. Let's see. Chow Gu, of course, red lace, my favorite. Especially magical. Why do I keep looking? Because that's the window and there's people out there. I'm trying to see what they're doing. Should we see what they're doing? Oh, they saw me looking. That's hilarious. And they probably see me talking to myself. Or maybe they think there's somebody on the other side that I'm talking to. I don't know. Anyway, does it matter? No. This is already way too long. Okay, I think that's all I had for you today. Our vacation was lovely. I spent too much on yarn. Once I get organized, because I believe I'm going to have to start filming in here because of my father-in-law. So, and okay, I'll straighten it all out. I'll make it look pretty. I'll have all this natural light, which I didn't have before. Where I was filming before, I had to use a little light thing. So I'll have all of this gorgeous natural light. Everything's reading lovely in the natural light. And maybe I'll hang some of my daughter's artwork up here. You can see some of that. I'll figure out where to put all this crapola. Again, not crapola. Yarn, Michelle. Yarn. All this beautiful yarn that's just in disarray. And at one time I had just these two lovely cabinets, and it was all good. I have an addiction. Have I said that before? I think I have. And if you know, your name's Michelle. Brought to you from lovely West Texas. By the way, if you're curious, we went to yarn shops in Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio, and Fredericksburg. It was a whirlwind, and we had a blast. So, bye. Have a wonderful time, and a great, wonderful, happy till I see you again, and hopefully it'll be sooner than in between the last time. And if you have any questions, please put them below. Please comment and subscribe. It helps me. I really would like to, I don't want to make money off of this. I just want to have a hobby, and I'd like to know, I'll cows come home even if no one's listening. And if you know, you know. The only time I ever got in trouble in school was for talking. So that was it. I didn't skip school. I wasn't bold. I wasn't ugly. I wasn't mean. I wasn't bullied. I was bullied, but I wasn't a bully. The only time I ever got in trouble was for yippity-yap, yippity-yap. Got cracked on the knuckles a few times by some of the nuns at my Catholic school. Anyway, Sister Anna, I don't believe you're probably still with us, but yeah, I had a hard time forgiving you for that. But then again, I was misbehaving. Okay. I was. I know I've talked too much, or as my friend Kay from the bakery says, I've waffled too much. So that's it. Hope to see you next time. Please comment, like, subscribe. If you have any questions, post them below. And I will try to remember to link everything. And hopefully the two times I stopped, I can figure out how to make it one cohesive video. I love you guys. And send your love up to my Karina and my wonderful hubby Scott, who lets me, procure anyway. Doesn't let me. He allows. No, doesn't let me. He encourages me. He's encouraging. He's an enabler. I love him with my whole heart. As I love all of you. See you next time. Happy days. Bye.